Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and BORSOG Trader. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family and the BORSOG clan. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently up 0.63% to 2485. Ethereum up 3.36% to 1188. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. I very much appreciate us sharing this time together. What we've just done together is a quick run through of the crypto market. There are always opportunities in crypto. You just need to know how to spot them. And we know that opportunities reset daily. When you're doing your BORSOG trading, it's important to understand what specific cryptos are moving in what specific sectors. Looking at the market like this is very, very valuable. And you can refer back to this in the future. It will take time, but over time you'll start to see patterns playing out. And we know all investors become traders anytime they buy or sell. So if you're an investor, it's absolutely critical you know how to trade. Because traders are very, very good at entering and exiting positions. They are also exceptionally talented at understanding market conditions. With this knowledge, with trading knowledge, you will be a better investor. For example, I started the BORSOG Trader channel just recently to share trades that were made in these current very harsh economic conditions. And you can see that you can turn profit in this market. A lot of people are leaving the crypto market exactly at the time they should be entering, but they don't know. But this is the concept. I want to share with you the smart money mindset. Psychologically, what typically happens as price comes up, people get really, really happy. They all jump on the dance floor, but when price comes down, they all scatter. But notice, price is actually coming up. Who is driving this? Who is driving the price up? It's certainly not retail. Retail have left the dance floor, but the best music is playing. That's the invisible hand of smart money, bidding up the prices. They're on the right side of the percentage. And then what happens? Retail comes back in, sees it, drops again, and they scatter again. So what you can see is actually smart money is always getting on the right side of the percentage as it comes up and when it comes down. When price comes up to smart money, that's really risky. They're looking to exit their positions, whereas retail is looking to enter. This is a really hard lesson to actually understand. So this cartoon is really, really valuable to you. It puts it in very easy terms to understand. Understanding the market requires hard work, and that's what crypto technical analysts do. They scientifically track investor attention, and investor attention is measured by price, which is reality, not future promises. The first thing crypto technical analysts do is mark up their charts with the CTKS method. Why is that? Why bother marking up a chart? If you don't mark up the chart, you do not know the crypto's personality. If you don't know the crypto's personality, you do not know where to set your buy orders or your sell orders effectively. But we can't be a prisoner of the charts. We have to actually look outside the crypto market to check the stock markets, checking world events, seeing what's happening, collecting probabilities. We do this because the crypto market is a tiny market in comparison with other markets, and crypto is very, very heavily influenced at the moment by the NASDAQ and the US markets. So once we've done an assessment of outside trends, we come back into the crypto market, and these are all components of the masterclass. We find the market's focus, and finding the market's focus is what I just showed you through that heat map. We're going through the sectors and we're seeing, well, what sectors are interesting to investors at the moment? If you're an investor and you're in an off sector, that's pretty hard to deal with because you may have to wait a long time for things to come around. As traders, we look and get in and then get out, especially with BORSOG, which is buy on red, sell on green. We also know that opportunities reset daily, that's rule 28, and we're always enhancing pattern recognition, which is rule 109. Before we actually buy or sell, we apply rule 733, professionals are not emotional. So many people get into the crypto market expecting great wealth with no work. It never works in life. You have to put the work in if you want to get the results out. And you know that's true. Everything that you've been successful at, you've worked hard for. Mastering emotional control is absolutely critical, and that is rule 734. Without mastery of our emotional control, fear will take over. And what does fear do? It makes you not get in when you need to get in, or not get out when you need to get out. So it's really, really important to have a positive excellence, real wealth mindset before you buy or you sell. And there's so many ways to actually buy and sell. You'll become like a master chef, but with money. Rule 700 defines it well. Wealth requires hard work. You have to work hard at whatever you get in this world if you want to keep it. Rule 225, Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. What do we see in the market? And Masterclass students, you'll get my live chart in TM6. We can see that, for example, the fear inside the main stock market is coming down to a level of support. If it breaks through this support level, that's really good. However, we may find a technical bounce here. Now you'll ask, what happens when we get a technical bounce in fear? There's an inverse relationship between fear and price. So as fear shoots up, what does price do? It shoots down. It can be quite severe. When we get a big spike in fear, we get a big drop in prices. Just think about all those people leaving the dance floor. That's that big spike in fear, and the result, the big drop in price. So what do we see with the NASDAQ 100? We can look at this as a confidence indicator for the economic system. We actually can see that the NASDAQ 100 is doing its absolute best to get over resistance. Has it gotten there yet? Not quite yet, but very close. And you can notice these two support levels that were drawn in weeks ago. What we've actually seen is the NASDAQ 100 come down to a support level and bounce, and then come back to a lower one and bounce. Form an actual higher low. This is a low, this is a low, but this one is higher. So that's a higher low to wind and coil up to take out this resistance. This is initial resistance, but this is really good. Now, why are we looking at this? We're a crypto channel because you see this blue line. This blue line is Bitcoin's gravity. You can also notice that the blue line is making its way up. It's following the directional bias of the NASDAQ, pretty much to a ping at the moment. Will this always be the case? Absolutely not. But it is the case right now, and we're looking for consistently reliable signals to understand what's happening inside crypto. What are we noticing with bond prices? And you could use this as a proxy for fear. What we see is bond prices starting actually to normalize. Bond prices and bond yields have been out of whack for quite a few months, and we can see a normalization process in here at the moment. And we know that bond prices and bond yields invert each other. As bond prices come up, yields fall. And what are we seeing now? We're seeing a little bit of a waver in bond prices. That's causing an increase in yields. Does that mean everything is good and confidence is returning to the market? Not so quick. We haven't had a definitive signal yet, but it's starting to look better, absolutely, and that's great. When we look at gold, this is geopolitical risk. Geopolitical risk is actually falling, and it's quite interesting that oil is also falling. Now, what do we notice as well? The Masterclass students and long-time viewers of this channel know that sharp angles, they do something. Please let me know in the comments. And how does it relate to gold and oil? These are really important things to actively learn on. And we can see another inverse scenario with the US dollar. the DXY or Dixie, it's making its way up very, very strongly. This is a very sharp angle. What do we expect that to do over time? Please let me know again in the comments. And what do you think about the NASDAQ 100? Do you think we'll continue this rally or come back and find support and then rally, or find support and fall through it? What do you think will happen? It's really important for you to take a really active interest in the market. I can tell you the answers, but it won't do you any good because we're a do-it-yourself channel. It's all about sharing skills. Let's have a look at the put-call ratio. What do we see here? The amount of bearishness in the economic system is coming down. But what do we notice about junk bonds? They've remained fairly flatlined. They're not spiking up just at the moment. Please let me know in the comments, what do you think that means? When we look at gold, palladium, platinum, silver, copper, the inverse DXY, we can see the market is currently in a downtrend. And Masterclass students, this is fully explained in TR23. When we look at Bitcoin compared to airlines and the transportation indexes, we can see the transport indexes have been quite weak, and Bitcoin has been moving with them. Masterclass students, you'll receive this live chart and a deep dive of this in TM3. And when we compare Bitcoin to inflation expectations, we can see annual inflation at 8.6%. The Fed balance sheet has seen a little bit of a turn down. M1 and M2 are still on an upward path. And what's really interesting is the 5-year and 10-year break-even inflation rates have basically fallen off a cliff. This is really good because it eases a lot of pressure on the Fed to aggressively tighten. And that is good for everything, asset prices especially. And we can see that the NASDAQ is starting to punch up and Bitcoin is getting pulled in that direction. Masterclass students, you'll receive this live chart in TM4 as well as an in-depth explanation. We always go to the heart of the data, and what do we see? The countdown to the next FOMC meeting is 20 days, 19 hours, and we've noticed a bit of a shift. 96.3% probability of the current target rate being at 225 to 250 basis points. This was quite different to yesterday. We've seen the 200 to 225 basis point target reduced down to 3.7%. 1 day ago it was 16.2%. Now it's 3.7%. That means that the Fed is expected to raise interest rates by 75 basis points. And this is quite interesting because when you look at the 10-year and the 5-year forward break-even inflation rates, you can see that they're absolutely plummeting at the moment. This is why we're like really good detectives. We go straight to the source data. We don't care about what other people are telling us. We want to look at the source data charts. When we look at major global indices, they're all hit by the NASDAQ, the S&P, the Dow Jones, and the Russell 2000. Why is this? Because nearly $60 out of every $100 put into stock markets is put into the US markets. Basically, all countries have exposure to the US market. Masterclass students, you'll get my live chart in LV19 as well as an in-depth explanation. I'm just going to turn this yellow line off. That's Bitcoin. What I want to show you here is the NASDAQ. Right at the moment, we're getting very, very close to breaking out, if we can uphold it, out of a very short-term resistance line. But I want to show you another resistance line. That's this steeper one here. If we actually rally up, you can see that even if we just don't even break this resistance line, we could expect quite a substantial rally in the NASDAQ and of course in Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin rises up, what happens to your beloved alts? They're going to go with Bitcoin, either the positive direction or the negative direction. Now, if we actually make it back to this resistance line, that's going to be a fantastic thing. You've seen the crypto market improve dramatically just in the last sessions when we've just come up. Can you imagine if we make it all the way to that resistance line? There will be so many borsogging opportunities. But we need to do three-dimensional decision making. What happens if we start to come down? If we start to come down, we'll come down more. Of course, there will be a level of support near this low. Well, there's going to be several levels of support in actuality. But if we're looking for a long-term area, around this particular mark will be actually quite good. So let's just see how things play out. But I would suggest that if we can maintain this upward trajectory, getting across this resistance line, it's going to liquidate so many people who are short on the major indices that we could see a very big bolt up to this line. But it won't occur necessarily in a straight line. Why? Because price is always moving in a wave. Rule 4. I'm going to leave this particular line here so we can refer to it back into the future. Ooh, back to the future. When people are new to BORSOG, they just think it's some kind of scanner. The scanner is definitely there. I'll show you what it is. It's a complex scanner. It's marking up the charts, understanding crypto personalities. It's going through that deep dive that we do. And in the masterclass, we cover 10 times more data than that. And then it's looking at the crypto market, also diving in there. Before we buy or sell, we must have our mental outlook right. We can't be emotional about the position. We can't, or it will just shake us out. And then there are so many methods to buy and sell. Right now, the borsogging method is the absolute Rolls-Royce method. This is the scanner. To make returns like this, all you need is the understanding of what's inside the masterclass. When looking at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, we can currently see it's 18. It was 19 yesterday. And one thing that's really interesting, when we draw that 19 level back, we can see what has happened with past sell-offs. When we look at the US liquidity crisis sell-off back here, we saw that there was an increase in optimism followed by a decrease, then followed by a rally. Just keep this in mind. We could see this wavy kind of behavior occur here. And when we looked through the May sell-off, we saw up and down price action, up and down, with fear increasing and decreasing. But we know what the NASDAQ looks like. We know what the global markets look like. We know what bonds and yields are doing, what gold is looking like, what the DXY is looking like what is oil looking like. We know it all, even junk bonds. Man, we're across it. So let's have a look at Bitcoin. What mischief is it up to? Bitcoin is currently trading at 2622. Fantastic, go Bitcoin. And a lot of people thought that it might get to A. Thank you for everyone sharing their BORSOG trades with me. I think you're just awesome. And if you want to get into the Discord community, please reach out to me directly or any of the ambassadors. They can give you a link to get in. It's now invite only. The BORSOG clan has just become very exclusive, but it's exclusive anyway. Let's have a look at what Bitcoin is currently doing. What do we actually see? This level of resistance is being turned to support, and how? We're seeing a big upward spike at the present time. So that's looking pretty good, but we need to do more analysis under this. We can see that Bitcoin was overcoming its resistance just like the NASDAQ. Just think how close these patterns are at the moment. And it's all about enhancing your pattern recognition. The more pattern recognition you have, the better you will do. Let's look at this. We can see a bit of a cradle, some positive momentum here. And of course, we always make our three-dimensional decisions. What if price goes against us, goes nowhere, or goes for us? We always have to think about those three dimensions. Why is that? Because that's what professionals do, and we are professionals. Let's have a look at what Max Payne may be telling us. Good old Max, I wonder, oh, he's such a pain. What we see is that the Max Payne level has increased from 19,500 to 20,000, and it's still at 20,000 for the following day. End of month is still 25,000. This would suggest upward price momentum is being priced into the options market. And masterclass students, you'll receive this live chart in TG34. What do we see with the longs and the shorts? The longs, Bitcoin longs, are coming in here. We're seeing an uptick in the longs. What about the shorts? That's that red line. We're seeing an uptick in the shorts. Well, both of them are confident, but let's check liquidations and see who's in front. Over the past 24 hours, there's been about 113 million of liquidations across 31,403 positions. And when we look at the total liquidations across the past 24 hours, about 62% of them have been short. What about the past 12 hours? About 76% short. What about the past 4 hours? About 88% short. What about the past hour? Still 88% short. The shorts are getting whacked by the longs. Poor old shorts. Let's have a look at the daily basis. So what we can see here is the shorts are getting more liquidated than the longs. The longs and the shorts always work symbiotically with each other. The longs come in to heat the market and the shorts come in to chill the market. And you can see that's getting heated and chilled all the time. Friends don't let friends leverage trade. So when you do your BORSOG opportunities, please do not use leverage. You just want to understand how the market is moving. Get into synchronization. Don't leave the dance floor when everybody else is. You're leaving at the wrong time. You want to be on the dance floor when no one's there, because that's when the best songs are playing. There's nothing inherently wrong with leveraging if you're a professional, but if you're just learning, it can crush your account. Let's have a look at the greatest gainers and losers in the past 24 hours from the top 100. Rune is up 7.44%, Maker up 6.42%, San 6.34% up, Steppen GMT up 5.7%, Nexo up 5.5%, AVAX 5.8% up, Tezos 4.4% up, and Solana 4.3% up. So let's go the other way. What's the greatest losses, the greatest real losers? Arweave down 2.3%. You can see these are really small percent losses. This is showing the market is really turning around with a vengeance. Basically, everything is coming up. Always make your three-dimensional decisions. Just think about it like that. And always think to yourself, what is the overall market context? It's critically important when you do your BORSOGing. And of course, the whole concept of BORSOG is to get on the right side of the percentage. And you can just look through these trades and it will give you an understanding of how you can do your trades and what is possible. I pick so many different cryptos because I want to show you different personalities of the cryptos. Each crypto has a different personality. And you can do crypto personality analysis inside the masterclass. That's what we actually do. You'll notice with some of these trades, they occur in under a week. And this is what I'm trying to show to people, that you can make good percentage returns under a week. And I basically started with the 10% per week concept. I'll just show you that quickly. The understanding, if you have a certain amount of money, say $1,000, and you get 10% on it, you'll get $100 back. But if you kept on doing that every week, the return would be 11,639%, which grows $1,000 into more than 117,000 in the span of a year. That's by compounding, rolling it over, return on return. Now, I did BORSOG to show you this is actually possible. But to do so, you will require the knowledge, you'll require the rules, patience, a real wealth, positive excellence focus, and you'll need to know how to BORSOG. And you can see from the BORSOG trades, you can do it. And if I can do it, you can do it. And that's what the BORSOG Trader channel is all about. It is literally about, if I can do it, you can do it. If you haven't subscribed to the BORSOG Trader channel, please do so. It's invaluable. It will just help you out tremendously. That's why I put it together. I hope you can see just how valuable it is to go through the background information before you try to even do any BORSOGing, because it will set market direction. When we look at Bitcoin, we can see Bitcoin is seeking to get over its resistance level, and we're seeing that spike up. Now, what is happening to the gravity of Bitcoin with the other alts? Ethereum, We can see Ethereum stronger than Bitcoin at the moment. And what about Binance Coin? Also very strong, coming up to this level of resistance. What you will find, levels of resistance act like ceilings. So what we would expect, for example, around the 21,415 mark, Bitcoin will encounter resistance. But if it blasts through that resistance, remember the spikes that Bitcoin does are very incredible. When we get above 22,000, there's nothing stopping us going to 30,000. There's not much resistance in that zone. And the Masterclass students know this because we do deep dives on the CTKS method. So what are we actually seeing? What are we trying to do here? What we're seeking to understand is to enhance your pattern recognition. You can see this blue line here. This is Bitcoin's gravity. Ethereum is stronger. Binance Coin stronger. XRP was very, very strong and then came back to Bitcoin's gravity and is now trying to march up again. Could be interesting opportunity to look at. ADA has been very suppressed in relationship to the other alts. Look at Sol. Sol is partying. It's really, really strong. Doge is getting close to taking out a key level of resistance. Remember, price is always moving in a wave. We don't FOMO. What about DOT? DOT took off and then showed a lot of signs of weakness, but it's following Bitcoin's gravity. And this is the thing that you always bear in mind. Bitcoin is the thing that you look at to understand what is happening with your beloved alts. I'd like to thank Joe for his kind comment in yesterday's video. I love your do-it-yourself teaching. It's so incredibly helpful. Thank you so much, Ken. Thanks, Joe. The do-it-yourself aspect is what I promote. Doing it yourself is a key thing to be able to do. Don't become reliant on others. It's important that you can look at the market and have confidence to follow through on your decisions. And thank you, Jess. And welcome back, Greg. Greg, I've been chilling at my cottage in the mountains. Wow, fantastic. I'm sure glad I took the masterclass. We are in disruptive markets. All of the markets are disruptive. And your classes help me to have the proper perspective, not just in crypto, but in all that I do. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Greg. That's really kind of you to say. Every crypto will have a different personality, so understanding Bitcoin's gravity on that particular crypto is critically important. It will unlock the secrets of the crypto universe to you. Tron, we can see Tron has so much strength when compared to Bitcoin's gravity. What about SHIB? SHIB absolutely partied up here and is still directionally following Bitcoin's gravity as well. AVAX was looking very strong, came back in to test Bitcoin's gravity and has said, yeah, I'm out of here, and it's going for it again. And Matic, look at the strength of Matic. This underlying strength, as some people pointed out, what is Matic up to? Basically, Matic is showing us that it has degrees of strength. It has investor attention on it. And that investor attention can waver around a lot. People can be in and then they can get frightened off the dance floor and then they resume back into it when they see the prices coming up. Just keep that cartoon in your mind all the time. It shows you so much truth inside markets. And I've been in markets for 3+ decades, and I can say if I saw that cartoon early on, I would have saved myself millions of dollars. Let's have a look here at Uni. Look at Uni's power. It powered up, then came back and starting to come up again. Look at that in respect to Matic. Do your analysis on this. This is really, really good for you to do. Remember, it's all about active learning. Active learning is the way to be successful at anything. So you might like to compare Uni's price action to Matic's price action, and then look at Litecoin. We saw Litecoin just basically climb up the wall, and now it's been digesting that. It looks like it's about to turn around. Very interesting. FTT, very spiky, always a good thing. Chainlink, always a good thing to us when we love to BORSOG. Chainlink, we can see it actually following a similar pattern to Litecoin, but not as strong. This is the kind of analysis that you want to do for yourself. And all of these secrets and much, much more, maybe 100 times more, is in the masterclass. I'd like to read Mark's comment again because I think it's so important. When Ken says for the BORSOG trading, if I can do it, you can do it. It still can. But if I, a recent masterclass graduate with not too much trading experience, say I can do it, then you absolutely, positively, unequivocally can do it. 4 days, 12 documented BORSOG trades made on CTKS marked up charts. 4 trades ranging from 4 to 8% profit, 8 trades between 10 and 14.5% profit. Well done, Mark, just legendary. Coffee money trades with a focus on percentages and correct trade execution. And this is vital. Managing your emotional state is much, much more important than a lot of people realize. It's low stress, high learning, and confidence building. This comment is not meant to be a boast. These trades were the direct outcome of the transfer of knowledge, the do-it-yourself, built into Ken's teachings inside the masterclass. And that's what it's all about. I'm sharing my knowledge because I want to make sure that my knowledge spreads as far and wide as possible, and you're absolutely going to become more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, but only if you can control your emotional state and go slow to go fast, because the knowledge staircase inside the masterclass is one step at a time. Don't sprint. Life's a marathon, not a sprint. These crypto personalities are really important to understand. You can see Stellar was strong, decayed down, pulled back into Bitcoin's gravity. And we can see Near not acting with that much strength. But look at Atom. Atom is absolutely partying at the moment. Go Cosmos. Algo just moving in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity, but is stronger. Bitcoin Cash has been weaker for quite some time. Ethereum Classic, stronger than Bitcoin Cash. And we can see it's just moving in directional correlation with Bitcoin's price action at the moment. VED is showing strength. Mana showing even more strength. There's a lot of investor attention when you get a spring from Bitcoin's gravity with a particular crypto. You're seeing investor attention at its finest. What does that mean for Atom? Please let me know in the comments. A few members of our beloved community, our beloved global family, are going through life pullbacks. I just wanted to let you know that our love and healing thoughts are with you. You're not alone. The sun will come out again, and there's always hope. And you can always reach out to us. We're a global family. Please let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin? Where do you think we're headed? Do you think we're coming up to B or to C, or down to A, to 1, to 2? Please let me know. This is just for the next 24 hours. And what do you think the NASDAQ will do? The NASDAQ is this white line. You notice how it goes like horizontal here. They're weekends. Just to prove it to you, they're the weekends. The NASDAQ is nothing like crypto. Crypto just goes 24/7. The traditional stock markets are really chill. They're very laid back. They actually operate around 1/5 of the time the cryptos operate on a weekly basis. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video, and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as a part of our globally extended KS family. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass. Please use this link to reach out to an ambassador to get 80% off. And you can always ask questions of me. You can direct message me on Twitter at any time. And please note, the Discord link is now invalid. We had too many scammers trying to impersonate people on the platform. So now the ambassadors and myself can issue invite-only links. It's now become a closed club, thanks to scammers. Good on you, scammers. And another thing, I'm pushing the do-it-yourself aspect because that's absolutely what I believe. Scammers always say, I'll do it for you. Just give me your money and I'll do it for you. And if you give them your money, guess what they're going to do to you? They're going to run away with your money. So don't give anyone your money. Manage it yourself. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenario. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.